What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another Monday Night Raw review. Now, a little bit of a hectic week. Things are being a little bit shifted around because I'm pretty much getting to it a little bit late. But we're going to go ahead and kick this thing off right by telling you that they started off the show with a Titus O'Neil promo. Congratulations to Titus O'Neil, though, for being named the global ambassador. Basically, he's just going around, helping promote, WWE and promote what they're about. Do charity work, do all this different other stuff. So, his. I figured this was going to happen because his in-ring career pretty much came to they different points they tried to get him back in the in-ring, but they pretty much focus on him being just the ambassador and just working on their, helping them promote the business and stuff like that. It was a weird way to start off Monday Night Raw, but he did kick it off. So then once he did the whole walk with the Monday Night Raw, we transitioned over to Becky Lynch, who basically cut a promo saying that she why she did what she did last week and what she basically going to be Raw Women's Champion. This will bring up Bianca Belair, who told her that what she did last week was just basically petty, and that this is now about. This ain't Becky's comeback story. This is her redemption story. And that at SummerSlam, when she beats Becky Lynch, because Becky Lynch announced in her promo that whoever wins between Bianca Belair and Carmelo, because basically Bianca Belair got to put her title back on the line again against Carmelo, that whoever wins will face her at SummerSlam. This will bring out Carmelo, who basically said she was going to be Raw Women's Champion, that, Bianca shouldn't be overlooking her, and that she revealed that they championship match because of the fact that the last week it ended in a DQ, a count out. That this week is, if Bianca is count out, she will lose the title to Carmelo. This prompted Bianca to get mad and basically said she's tired of all the talk. That's just time for some action. This boiled down to a brawl, and thus here we are, first match of the night, which is Bianca Belair versus Carmelo for the Raw Women's Championship. Carmelo, I said everybody but the name I need to say. Bianca is basically she's like beat up because they both jumped her, and then though she fought them off, Becky hit her with a manhandle slam. But the match went as suspected, with where Bianca basically getting most of the offense, though setting the beat down from earlier. Carmelo basically trying some offense, but most of the time just trying to get her counted out so that she can just win the championship off a count out. Then you got Corey Graves beautifully on commentator screaming at the ref to count faster so Carmelo could become champion. What else? Pretty much other than that, Becky interfering too, trying to get her counted out. But Bianca overcame it and pinned Carmella, and now it will be Bianca versus Becky at SummerSlam. Pretty good match. This was a pretty good match to start off with, though it was just hindered by the fact that for the majority of the match, Carmella just tried to basically win by countout, so she didn't even try to wrestle or outbeat her. She did at spurts, but she mostly just kept throwing her out the ring. We got the Kevin Owens promo. Basically, Kevin Owens came back to reveal that he's done with Ezekiel and Elias and all that stuff. So, which basically begs the question what they're going to do with Ezekiel now that Kevin Owens said he's basically done with it. And that he also revealed that in a nice little tidbit, he's not, I guess, in storyline, air quotes, him and Seth Rollins are not friends anymore, apparently. But he actually then he talked. He wanted to basically become a tag team with Riddle, but Riddle said it's hard to trust him because he's a liar. But then KO made the mistake of saying that Riddle trusts the biggest snake in the business, Randy Orton. But Riddle took exception to that, and he wanted to fight Kevin Owens, but Kevin Owens was trying to, tell him I wasn't trying to offend you. I was just pointing out the fact that Randy Orton is not the most trustworthy person either, which was actually kind of accurate. In this sense, I was like, well, Riddle, he does have a point. But this will bring Seth Rollins would trick Riddle with his music. Basically, I think he played his music, like, first time you just hear the burn it down, then no music, and then you hear the burn it down again, and his music hit. But Riddle thinking this was a ploy with Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens telling him, look, I don't have nothing to do with that. Seth Rollins would jump him and hit him with two stomps. Two stomps. I was about to say curve stomp, but it's only called the stomp. And then while this all happened, Kevin Owens just faded into the ether. But it was just, the funny thing is, they actually making Kevin Owens look like, because Seth Rollins would say later on in the backstage promo that he confirmed what Kevin Owens said in the KO promo that him and Kevin Owens are not actually seeing eye to eye and not on good terms right now. That would lead into a match with Ezekiel as well. But yeah, then we get the next match, which is Rey Mysterio versus Damian Priest of Judgment Day, and that was a good match. It was a good match. Well, I want to say a good match. It was an okay match, but it had the stipulation they were saying that Dominic was going to join them tonight. And basically what they did was, I'm glad to see Damian Priest get the victory here over Rey Mysterio. That's a good little putting over. They was about to concerto Rey Mysterio, and they told Dominic that he got to join or they was going to concerto him. And when he said he was, they turned and beat Dominic because apparently in a later backstage promo, that was a test. The true way they wanted him to join was, instead of telling them that he was going to join, they said he only said that because they knew he was trying to protect Rey Mysterio. So they said, look, that's why we beat you up and Rey. If to pass the test, you were supposed to just take the chair from us and hit Rey with the concerto yourself. It's looking good I don't want to say it's looking pretty bad for Judgment Day, but they both got victories here, so that's that. They just don't feel as high profile anymore because Edge had them in high profile feuds that was actually going places, and now they've been relegated to feud with the Mysterios, which that's a shame because Rey Mysterio should be one of the people that should be a top feud, not just a mid-card feud. Then we got the Ezekiel versus Seth Rollins match. Like I said, that was built from the backstage promo where him and Seth got into it. And if I didn't say it was just basically when Seth was talking about Kevin Owens and how they wasn't on good terms. Ezekiel said he didn't appreciate what he did to Riddle, and they basically got into each other's face, and this match was set up. Where basically this was another okay match. Ezekiel did get a lot more offense in this time around than the last time they fought, but Seth Rollins got the victory here. Nothing else to say. No interference from Riddle, no nothing. Just Seth Rollins get the victory, and we move on to Angelo Dawkins versus Omaz. And this got set up because in the backstage promo, Omaz and MVP interrupted the Street Profits talking about how they was going to beat the Usos, and that they are cool with Jeff Jarrett being the special guest referee. MVP basically was talking stuff saying that they should be glad that Omaz wasn't chosen to be the special guest referee or whatnot. And this led Angelo Dawkins to challenge MVP, and they're telling him that they got a problem with the Street Profits, that they want the smoke and they better come get it. And basically they did. That's what this match came up. But the Usos was also here, and they was at ringside. To basically sum up this match, it was Omaz versus Angelo Dawkins that ended in a DQ because Angelo Dawkins kept distracting Omaz while the referee was looking. MVP got mad and tripped Angelo Dawkins in front of the referee, which got Omaz disqualified. This will cause appears to make to restart the match as a tag team match of the Street Profits versus Omaz and MVP. That match also ended in DQ with the Usos got involved. Yeah, pretty much. It was the match itself was okay, but I'd rather for them to just have went with the tag team match originally instead of having MVP say he wasn't going to wrestle, but he was going to set up a match between Angelo Dawkins and Omaz, and then we end up getting that tag team match anyway. But your winners 2 times in one night is the Street Profits. Well, Angelo Dawkins and then the Street Profits as a whole. The one thing I will say about this is that they look like they're trying to actually go ahead with this whole dissension and splitting of the Street Profits, because they did kind of play off like they wasn't really on the same page in the backstage promo. But anywho, we got the next match, which is AJ Styles versus Austin Theory, which was also announced earlier in the night, but it was, with Dolph Ziggler at ringside too, which was an okay match, but it just feel like this is all over the place because it feel like they don't have AJ and Alexa Bliss, and people going in a certain direction. That's because the dude who holds this title and the Universal title is not on both shows, so it's like they just aimlessly. And it's really apparent at Alexa Bliss, because at least for the women's division, both titles are on each show, both champions are on each show. So really should be no aimlessness for Alexa Bliss. But AJ Styles will get the victory here via count out because when the referee was busy looking at AJ Styles, Dolph Ziggler was super kick Austin Theory, and Austin Theory would get cut out. We move on to basically this was the actual final match of the night, but not the final thing of the night, which was a 6-woman tag, which is Alexa Bliss, Dana Brooke, and Asuka versus Doudrop, Nikki ASH, and who was Tamina. And basically, this was just a way to get the 24/7 title back on the show, because basically all they did was they had a match for a little bit, and then once Reggie came out and distracted Dana Brooke, all the 24/7 jobbers basically came out, and everybody became a champion. From Alexa Bliss to Doudrop to Nikki and Tamina, everybody except Asuka became champion. And that led back. I think Tamina was the final person who got pinned by Dana Brooke, and basically they all ran off, leaving Asuka and Alexa Bliss. And I guess Doudrop was somewhere, and Nikki took the took the submission because Asuka tapped her out with the Asuka lock. That was like by far the worst thing ever on this show. And then we got the Miz TV promo as the main event, where he basically confronted Logan Paul, who Logan Paul basically challenged him. Logan Paul, Miz said no, because he said basically he's a rookie. And then Logan Paul basically said he has little balls. And the Miz took exception to that. Everybody was chanting, so he basically got mad and accepted the challenge. So therefore, it will be Logan Paul versus the Miz at SummerSlam. Tommaso Ciampa and the Miz were trying to jump Logan Paul, but Logan Paul was able to get away. The big thing here is the crowd actually liked the Miz more than they liked Logan Paul, because they still booed Logan Paul, even though Logan is supposed to be the babyface in this situation. He got booed, and the Miz basically kind of got over. But overall, the show was a little bit better than the SmackDown one, so I'm giving it a 6 out of 10 big ups, just because it was better. It was better. I mean, it was a lot more exciting. A lot more things happened, but it was still. But what it was the same was that it wasn't enough things. It was like, I would say, when it comes to SmackDown in this episode, This episode of Raw had maybe 2 to 3 more things than SmackDown had happened on here that was significant. But yeah, you let me know in the comments up there what you thought. If you enjoyed this video, then you hit this button right there in the upper right corner for all of my WWE reviews. And if you enjoyed this video so much and want to support the channel, well, you guys know the drill. Hit that like, subscribe, share, hit that notification button, hit that thanks button, and hit that join button. You want to see me react to your favorite TV shows, copyrighted trailers, and all that junk. And as always, hitting you on these videos for more of my amazing content, but don't go anywhere because I got more for you. Peace out.